Ladies and gentlemen, our co-owner Jose, however you want to pronounce it, E Feliciano is talking. Every time the owners talk, I think it's very important to decipher exactly what they mean, or well, at least try and make some sense out of what they possibly could mean, or what we think, our opinion about it. It's always interesting, the conversations, the quotes that come out of it. So yeah, just like always, I want to see what you guys have to say about this in the comment section as well. Some interesting comments have dropped, and let's talk about all of that. Let's talk about some of the latest stuff that's happening in the training ground as well, and also some striker information as well. Let's go. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Before we kick things off, just some housekeeping information. Number one, smash the like button. Let's pick up those likes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try and get to about 500 likes. I think that would be sensational. Number two, check out my second channel, the latest video in regards to Luis Enrique and how they've suffocated Dortmund. And I talk a little bit about Luis Enrique's style and how, oh boy, wish we had Luis Enrique at Chelsea Football Club. I know we've got Pochettino. I completely back him as well. Let's see how he does in this weekend against Aston Villa. Number three, make sure you guys subscribe if you're here for the first time. Let's get to that 29,000 subscribers. Very, very close now. And lastly, number four, join the Discord group chat. The link is in the community page of the channel. Literally, I think the second last post, the link is there. And if you can't find the link, just send me a DM via Instagram or Twitter, and I'll happily help you out with that. There's a lot of people in there that are mingling, Chelsea fans talking non-stop, so you can be part of that, of course. All right, now let's get on with the news. The private equity co-owner, Jose E. Feliciano of Chelsea Football Club, admitted yesterday that he had not expected so much scrutiny after buying the West London team. See, for me, this is, by the way, coming from these guys, man. Must have been like a private equity function, private equity news. That's the source. It's well dressed, man. Love that suit, man. I need to get myself a suit like that. First issue is, how could you not think that there would be scrutiny? I mean, this is where I have an issue with these owners, the new owners that we have. It's like they underestimated the situation. This is Chelsea Football Club. This is a top club in Europe. There's a lot of scrutiny. You know, results matter. Fans, millions of fans across the world spend a lot of money, number one, on the club for merchandise, but also spend a lot of time all throughout the week, all throughout the year, watching the team, you know, getting accustomed to whatever news is dropping by. There's a lot of time that's been invested on this football club. So how could you have this thought that, I did not expect so much scrutiny? Of course there's going to be scrutiny, and off the back of that first season, you best believe there's going to be scrutiny. So look, time to realize what you've bought, and you should have done this homework before. How could you not know when Roman was the owner of Chelsea Football Club? You should have done the homework, that how fans reacted back then. Do you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Look, I like the honesty, but it's crazy that they underestimate the whole situation. Jose Feliciano clearly capital on Chelsea spending. We also sold $500 million of players and reduced the salaries and essentially the OPEX operating expenses of the business by over 100 million a year. Once again, I mean, fantastic. Great, we've sold players. Great, we've made a lot of money. We've reduced our wages, and we are now, saving nearly over 100 million a year, which is reduced the operating expenses by over 100 million a year. Great, fantastic. And this is what I've always said. The owners, the current owners, they are business savvy. All of this information that I've just seen here, it just makes me think you guys are top-notch business people. Not for once did I ever doubt that. All of these loopholes that you've found since you've come in, I figured out that you guys, you're not messing about from a business standpoint. There's no doubt that you know how to run businesses and you're successful people in this world of business, but it seems like you don't seem to completely understand football. Now, I get it. You've put in footballing people, footballing minds, and the likes of Paul Winstonley, in the likes of Lawrence Stewart, in the likes of Joe Shields, and many more that's involved within the club now. And you've given them the power to run. And it was definitely the right thing to do. We saw last season the lack of knowledge in this footballing industry. It was quite evident to see all the different mistakes that you guys made. So hopefully, you don't make that same mistake this season. I think it will be very, very disappointing after finishing 12th last season and to then have a similar season again this season, because you need to start learning. You cannot keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. For me, great, you're good business people, but I want to hear more from a footballing standpoint. What are you learning? What have you understood? That's what and if you've got nothing substantial to say, then no problems. Don't say anything. Don't make yourself look like a fool. But every now and then, it would be nice to see what knowledge have you picked up, what experience have you picked up from the footballing side of things as well. It's not just about the business. And right now, the one place we are shining is probably the business side of things. Jose E. Feliciano of Clear Lake, we own probably about a dozen businesses at Clear Lake that are larger than Chelsea, and many of those are actually undergoing even more significant transformations. They tend to be enterprise software businesses, packaging companies, but you don't ask me about those because you don't care about those, and they don't get reported by the Telegraph and Daily Mail every day. Further goes on to say, you could definitely rationalize that there's a lot more focus on sports team than an obscure packaging company. But sometimes you have a conversation with somebody that immediately gets leaked to the press. And that was something that was very new to us. I mean, see, this is when I'm like, dude, I think less is better. Less you talk about Chelsea is much better. Why would anyone want to talk about your other businesses? Of course, sporting entities are going to be talked about, especially Chelsea Football Club. I know he goes on to later say, to rationalize this point, sporting, entity will be talked about more. But what makes you think that a journalist or anyone will ask you about your software businesses? Like, this is a no-brainer. And I feel like comments like this, it doesn't go well, man. It doesn't make you look smart. It just shows the lack of knowledge that you have of the sporting industry, especially European football. You may have some, knowledge about baseball and American style of, sports, but football, especially European football in general, is huge, man. It's huge. To make a comparison that, you never hear, you never ask us about my software engineering businesses, and those are going through even more transformation. Who cares? Who cares? Of course. Sports means a lot to the fans, man. For some fans, it is pretty much everything. So to make this comparison is just so wild and so weird. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section how you feel about some of these comments. As I said, find it quite strange, some of the comments. They're trying to be as honest as possible, but all I took out of that is, one, you don't know too much about football. Two, you're very good business people. That's all I got out of it. And for me, to have owners like that, it is what it is. I was going to say disappointed, but look, what can I expect? What can I expect? Now we've got footballing people. Hopefully those are the ones that are running the show, and the owners can take a bit of a backseat. But so far, it seems like the owners are quite still involved with the football club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Jackson and Armando Broja today in the training. Chelsea Strikeforce, could they play together? Both of them were training together. I'm very excited to see this. I'm very, very excited. Obviously, Armando Broja will probably start from the bench initially and then eventually compete for the starting spot, or maybe he could potentially play in a two. It will be interesting to see Broja and Jackson play together. Could that combination actually happen? Could that combination actually work out? So who misses out in the attacking areas? Or does anyone need to miss out? If we drop one less defender, we could potentially put someone like Armando Broja. Nicholas Jackson could perhaps play off of someone like Broja, and even Broja could play off of Nicholas Jackson. I think both of them could complement each other. So watch this space. As I said in my recent videos, I'm very excited to see Armando Broja come back to Chelsea Football Club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I've just had confirmation that Arsenal has definitely contacted Brentford about the conditions for Ivan Toney. Was a bit skeptical about the stories, but those ones you are seeing are largely true. Look, they're definitely in the mix. It's not just Chelsea Football Club. Arsenal definitely in the mix for Ivan Toney. They are looking for a striker. I don't think they completely believe in Nketiah, and I don't think they completely believe that Gabriel Jesus is an out-and-out striker. I think Jesus can play someone, can play on the wings or even just behind a striker as a two-man forward situation. I think they will be going for Ivan Toney, and Ivan Toney is an Arsenal fan. I know I've said it before that fan business don't matter, but it is a factor. It is somewhat of a factor, but it's not the factor. And they're the most attractive team at the moment to go to. Champions League football available. They're competing for the Premier League. They're competing in all fronts. We on the other side, there's a lot of things that we need to work on. And apparently the price tag for someone like Ivan Toney is potentially could be about 50 to 60 million. So you'd think Chelsea should be there and thereabouts to compete. But I do want to see, that's why I don't want to talk too much about transfers. I want to see Broja and Nicholas Jackson, especially Nicholas Jackson, how these two particular strikers do for us till January. And if it's a flop show, then we'll think about a striker. If it's not, then we save some money. Rock Nation Sports, who have parted ways with Romelu Lukaku, convinced Tomboli and co-controlling owner Baghdad Iqbali to soften their stance at the last minute to facilitate a temporary switch to Roma. Rock Nation has parted ways with Romelu Lukaku. Another blow to Romelu Lukaku, and probably Rock Nation's fed up with dealing with us and also dealing with Romelu Lukaku. So many different clubs that Rock Nation tried to take their player. Obviously, Inter Milan was the first one. They even had the deal sort of almost done and dusted with Chelsea, and then for some reason, Romelu Lukaku did a madness and started looking towards Juventus, and then eventually he's now gone to Roma, where he's actually now doing all right. Scored a goal, the winner in the Europa League match today for Roma. But Rock Nation gone. What does it mean for us? Lukaku will have to find a new agent. Does that mean easy negotiations for us down the track? Because we will be in this same, tap dancing situation again next summer with Romelu Lukaku, and we already saw how bad it was this summer. Hopefully next summer, just we make it easy. Roma comes in, takes the player. I think we put a release clause of 37 million euros. So hopefully Roma can trigger that by the end of the season, and Lukaku does well for them. Benoit Badiashile is targeting a return to full training with the rest of the first team squad next week. Prior to the latest setback, there was a real chance he could have made the squad for this weekend's clash against Aston Villa. So he's picked up some minor setback again. I don't know what's going on with our injuries, man. There is a serious concern. We have to start that investigation soon and find out where is it going wrong. Is it the diet? Is it the conditioning? Is it the medical staff? Is it the players themselves not looking after their body? What is going on? We need to investigate, because this is mad. I know this is a minor setback, but this is a player that's already injured, was looking to come back, and now there's another 1 week delay. Look, it's not a huge deal, but I'm more concerned about the setbacks, the injuries. That's what I'm more concerned about. The clear expectation is that Trevoh Chalobah will leave Chelsea in January, despite Mauricio Pochettino's recent comments. Look, he's not going to get game time. We've got a lot of centre-backs, and we've got Badiashile hopefully coming back very, very soon. And potentially we want to move to one less centre-back. We don't want to play with three centre-backs like we're doing right now, where we're using Lewa Cowell as a left-back. But Trevoh Chalobah, absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance of getting an opportunity at Chelsea Football Club. I wouldn't have got Desasi, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Looks like that is the latest news, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing else at the moment. Smash the like button. Please comment about everything we spoke about, especially our co-owner comments from Jose E. Feliciano. Let me know how you feel about all of that. So smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.